And I realize what I'm going to say kind of is, I expect objections from Ocean Gate's counsel, and I would wish that you would indulge me a few minutes to lay out what I think about this, seeing that Ocean Gate came very, very close to killing me and has had a severe impact on my business as well as an entire industry. And I think I could at least have a few minutes to spell out why I think this all happened and how it happened, because I've spent a great deal of time trying to figure that out and also researching it. And there's a lot of information online about Stockton and his family. And I think I have a pretty good theory about how this all connects.
Well, sir, I don't want to dig into information you may have seen on social media or online.
I mean, I'm talking about his father's obituary, things like that.
I'd rather not go into his, father's obituary. Can you condense this into a theory that you have?
So, the definition of an accident is something that happened unexpectedly and by sheer chance. There was nothing unexpected about this. This was expected by everybody that had access to a little bit of information. And I think that if it wasn't an accident, it then has to be some degree of crime. And if it's a crime, I think to truly understand it, you need to understand the criminal's motive. And I think the entire reason this whole operation started was Stockton had a desire to leave his mark on history. He was living in the shadow of 250 years of historically significant figures. And his father was extremely well accomplished, Marine, big game hunter, president-elect of Bohemian Club. And the Bohemian Club plays a central role to this incident because Stockton was allowed in, but only to provide entertainment. And his ego, he needed something to go.
Sir, I just want to stop you there because
Yeah.
I feel like this is information that you've gleaned that's outside the scope of my investigation. So
It's central to understanding why.
can you limit to your theory? You believe Stockton Rush was trying to make his mark in history? Is that the basis of this?
I mean, he had enough money to charter a sub and see the sub. He actually went on record in an interview in saying that the first trip to the Titanic, he didn't even bother looking out the window. This wasn't, and I don't think it was about making money the way that Guillermo said. Also, that entire business plan is completely bonkers. The industry of oil and gas and military completely moved to ROVs like the one that you released the footage retrieving the wreckage. They don't need 5-man vehicles for those kind of applications. They've got this already figured out with remotely operated vehicles. Stockton's entire business plan made 0 sense. But I think these wealthy individuals, probably from the Bohemian Club, probably on his board of directors, threw money at him, and he was painted into a corner. And I think lowering that thing on a fishing line, he was looking for an out. He probably hoped the fishing line broke. Why would you not even use a decent rope? And how do you tell all these people that invested? Guillermo gave me a number of $100 million of investment. How do you tell people their $100 million is gone and your business plan was a terrible idea and isn't working out? And I think that's why he kept diving, and he knew that eventually it was going to end like this, and he wasn't going to be held accountable, but he was going to be the most famous of all his famous relatives.
Thank you, sir.